I tell you, I am having so much fun with these quotes. With these quotes. So, the quote today is by Max Dupree, and it is: "We cannot become what we want by remaining the same." Whew. We cannot become what we want by remaining the same. And I know I've been talking a lot about comfort zone, but why are you still in yours? That's the whole question. Anyway, so here's the thing about um, remaining the same. So I did this. If you have not been following me on TikTok, you need to be following me on TikTok. But I did this recording, this video about um, you being a taker. Because if somebody is inspiring you by using their gift and you don't step outside of your comfort zone to be an inspiration for somebody else, you're being a taker. Because even with myself, I know that some of the words that I have put together that come out of my mouth, it is an inspiration to people. But what if I never spoke? Not saying that you wouldn't be inspired, but I have inspired you in a certain way, just like the person and the people who inspired me to sit before you have inspired me. So one of those people is Iyanla. I talk a lot about Iyanla because she has really given me the courage and the tenacity to step forward. Even in my prayer life with God, like, I know that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That also gives me the courage to step forward. And so, if you have a gift that you are not using, you're really being a taker. You're really being selfish. Sorry to say that to you, but you are, because we all have gifts and we all need to be using our gifts to inspire other people to use their gifts. That's what this whole thing is about, is us using what we have to inspire other people to use what they have. Okay? And so that means that, okay, so years ago I used to sing on the praise team for, like, I don't know, 13 years. And I always said, "Hey, I'm not Gladys. I'm just a Pip. Do wop bop bop. I don't want to sing a solo. I don't want to be out in front. Like, I just want to be a Pip. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to do 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 do. That's what I wanted to do. And for 13 years I did that. But then it was time for me to take center stage. It was time for me to create my own class, to use my own voice, to write my own books. It was time for me to move from the background to the foreground. And so, what I'm telling you is, if you're listening to this, you already know it's time. It's time for you to make that decision that you are going to change, to step out and become all that you were created to be. Because we cannot become what we want to be by remaining the same, period. And I don't care what it is. And I'm not saying that you have to go from 0 to 150, but maybe you can go from 0 to 5. Maybe you can go from 0 to 10. Maybe you can map out a strategy to uh, that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Okay, so let me tell you one thing that I'm using to get out of my comfort zone. I am a creator. I can create anything and have. But what I have the beautiful opportunity of changing is, now I get to sell what I have created. Now I get to tell people how what I have to offer is the solution to their problem. And it's no easy feat, okay, for me. I took a sales class, which was absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. But that was something that was different for me. I would have never taken a class about sales in the past. And so that is me making a commitment to myself to step outside of my comfort zone. That is me making a commitment to myself to do and try something new. And so, what I am inviting you to do is the same thing, because you will never know your capacity for greatness continuing to stay the same. And so here's some ways that you can kind of step outside of your comfort zone. Try the new next best thing. I don't care if it's threads, a gadget, a website, I don't care what it is. Try something new where you are the student and you are learning something that you never knew before. Okay. Um, I went to the library and kind of looked at this book by Darren Hardy. I think it's called The Compound Effect. That if you continue to take steps over a period of time, you will, and you're consistent, because that's also the key, you will continue to get better and better, and it puts you in the rooms of people that maybe you would never have been in before. All of those are opportunities for you to continue to say yes to you and to get out of your comfort zone. Okay, and so here's the other thing. Get with somebody else, a group of people who are also doing the things that you have the desire to do. That even if it's not the same thing, but you're growing um, in the same direction. You know, my husband and I, we're on two different paths, but we're growing. So we're not growing in the same way, but we're growing in the same direction. And so I would, for some people it means being more social on social media. It might not, maybe you're not ready to post, but maybe you could be in the comments rooting other people on who are posting. Okay. So those are some steps that you can take. It's just like saving money. It's not about you being at a place where you're going to start off with $20,000. Maybe it's just $5 a week. Maybe it's $25 a month. It's all about getting started and doing it consistently so that you can continue to make steps in the direction that you really want to go, because we cannot become what we want by remaining the same. None of us, none of us. And I have committed my life to living 100%. That means new experiences. That means meeting new people. That means recording in a different place where I can hear the music on the outside. So, but listen, all of that, even me being in this place podcasting and hearing this music across the hallway. Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. Even if you can, it sounds nice, but I'm not going to allow that to get in the way of what I intended to do on this day. And so it's about me continuing to change, be flexible. That's a big one. How flexible are you? When something goes wrong, do you fly off the handle, or do you take a deep breath and realize that you are exactly where you are supposed to be? Because if you were supposed to be somewhere else, that's where you would be. Okay. So, this whole thing about really making a commitment and a change to live your best life. That's really all I'm saying, is make a commitment to live your best life, because listen, we only go this way once. We only go this way once. And my greatest desire for you is for you to live. So remember, like Max Dupree said, we cannot become what we want by remaining. what we are. Embrace change. That's really all I'm saying.